You just want to make sure you're speaking into the close to the mic. Yeah. This is Ashley Hodge with a Sick'em 365 postgame call-in show, joined by Frank Colley, also known as Frank on the board, this handsome young man to my right. Man, what a win. The Baylor Bears get a victory over West Virginia, 79-67. And I don't know if you knew this, Frank, but now the Baylor Bears are in first place.
I know that. Tech did us a big favor tonight.
They did.
And beating Texas down in the grocery store.
The grocery store. That's a great description for that arena. But let's talk about some great things about this game. You know, first of all, LJ Cryer was on fire from three. I'm a little disappointed that he had no assist, only 1 rebound, 2 turnovers. But I accept that, because he gave us 26 points.
8
of
11
from 3. That's pretty good. I'm kidding if LJ's parents are listening to this or LJ's listening to this. He played terrific. Keontae George, even though he only scored 6 points, he only took 4 shots. One of the best games I've ever seen him play. I mean, just overall, he has 9 rebounds. He has 7 assists and 4 steals. Very active.
Yeah, that was one of my favorite things to see tonight. I mean, when a guy who's used to scoring as much as he doesn't have it, or somebody else does,
right,
and he's got to distribute. What they do in the other areas without the ball is really impressive to see him do that tonight. I mean, like you said, he was rebounding, he was getting steals. He filled up the stat sheets in something other than scoring, which I think is a great sign.
For sure. And Adam Flagler, after playing, just a tremendous game at TCU, follows it up with almost, flawless performance tonight. He missed a couple shots, but man, the guy has 6 assists, 1 turnover. He just executed the offense almost to perfection. He has, 13 points on the night. And then Jonathan Chama-Chatwell comes off the bench, gives us a big lift, 11 points in 23 minutes. He has 3 rebounds, 2 offensive rebounds, did a lot of good things. Langston Love off the bench, 6 points, makes 2 threes, 4 assists, 0 turnovers. Jalen Bridges, we haven't talked about him. Flo had another monster dunk. I mean, the guy's just putting, all these monster dunks on tape now, and it's a new offensive threat. And of course, we know he's a great free throw shooter, although he did miss a free throw tonight, which is rare for him in Big 12 play. Great overall performance. Caleb Lohner also gave us some pretty good minutes off the bench. Was pretty active. So, just a terrific overall performance. And our player of the game that's going to be coming in, well, not necessarily the player of the game, but Jalen Bridges, got to feel good for him to get 2 wins against his former team. And so he played well again tonight, 12 points. A lot of activity on the defensive end, knocked down 5 of 6 free throws. Great performance overall for the Bears. And now they are 20-6 on the season, and they're winners of 10 out of the last 11. Pretty strong streak they got going.
And it's amazing. We won game 20, win number 20 tonight, and it's amazing how that's just kind of become ho hum in the last few years. I remember when 20 wins was a giant accomplishment for Baylor, but now it's par for the course and it's expected. That's a pretty high bar to have, but it's a good feeling that Baylor Nation just expects 20 wins year in and year out.
Yeah, and what we haven't had 20 of recently? Losses in the last 4 years. We're 101-19 over the last 4 years. Just unbelievable.
It's a great stat.
One of the best cultures in college basketball. This staff, to start 0-3 in Big 12 play, and to be where they are now, tied for first place with Texas after the loss tonight, 9-3 or 9-4. I'm sorry, they did lose to Texas in Austin. 9-4 in league play. All their goals are ahead of them. Obviously, big game tomorrow in Stillwater. Is it tomorrow? The Kansas Oklahoma State game. Yeah, it's going to be a huge game for ramifications of the Big 12 title. We'll be rooting for Oklahoma State to get the home win there, and that would really put Baylor in a great position if Kansas somehow can get picked off in Stillwater. And they've had some struggles there. I mean, that's not been a place that they've had a lot of success over the years, winning.
And Oklahoma State's looked pretty good the last few games.
I think they're 9-1 since Cisse came back to the lineup. So
yeah, they're getting hot at the right time. So
yeah, no question.
Kansas is not going to have an easy time in Stillwater, I don't think.
I agree with you. Hey, this is a call-in show. Call-in shows are always better with calls, and what better call-in show to have your expert opinion? They can ask you legal questions if they want. We can call in with some legal opinions, and we'd love to hear from you. 254-339-1122. Jalen Bridges will be coming soon, and then we'll kick Frank Colley to the curb here in a minute when he does come. But for now, you got us. If you have some questions, please give us a call. Emery, we got anything in the hopper?
Yeah, we got a call from Austin Needle in Georgia.
Hey, what's going on? How you doing? It's Alpha Needle, right?
It's Alpha Needle.
Yes,
yeah,
sir.
Me, Ashley.
Hey,
how
good to see you
doing?
again. Yep, or good to hear from you.
Good. Hey, what was Huggy Bear doing down there? And does anything say I give up or I don't care anymore more than putting your hair in a ponytail?
Now, who did that? I didn't notice. Who had their hair in the ponytail?
Yeah, Huggy Bear had his hair in a ponytail tonight.
What?
On TV.
I think that was just a bad mullet.
Yeah, that's funny. I did not notice that. I need to pay closer attention. Yeah, I think he looked depressed near the end of the game. Eric Stevenson, one of his star players, didn't give him a very productive outing. Only 5 points. Emmett Matthews played well. I thought Emmett was really active and did some great things. Other than that, they have only Joe Toussaint off the bench in double figures, so they struggle to score. And they did end up with 1.12 points per possession, but Baylor had it going. 1.32 points per possession, still number one in offensive efficiency in college basketball. I retweeted a incredible sequence I think it was the second half, where Baylor just moved the ball like 4 or 5 passes. Jalen Bridges gets the open three, maybe the first half. He gets the open three, knocks it down. Just when they play like that, they share the ball. It's really pretty to watch.
Yeah, they had a couple of those where they really swung the ball around the perimeter really well and got a real nice open shot. Did it several times, and there was one in the second half that was really pretty that unfortunately Bridges missed the three on that one. But there were 4 or 5 times where they got some really good looks from the swinging the ball around the perimeter, and that was good to see. And it would have been nice for West Virginia to actually try to cover LJ at some point after he was 8 for 10, and they were still leaving him open.
He's an elite cutter. Like, his activity off the ball and, his change of direction on ball screens is incredible. Like, he is a nightmare to try to contain. And, tonight he just got free a lot. Now some of them in the second half were just lazy defense, but early on he just had it going. Like, he was making great cuts. He was using his screens well. We talked about this on the boards, how great Flo Thamba, Jonathan Chachua are at screening. And even our guards are getting better at it. Bridges, I think, is a great screener. Langston Love's a great screener. Just a terrific performance overall.
Yeah, and, obviously 26 points, 8 for 11. Even with my bad math, I think that's 73% from 3.
Yeah.
One of the things that I was really encouraged about tonight was the play of Jonathan Chachua. He had some nice back-to-the-basket, low-post moves for buckets. That's something that we haven't had this year. If that's a dimension of the game that we're going to have going forward, that's going to make it a lot harder to defend us. That's going to open up Cryer and Flagler for threes. I can carry the rest of the show.
It's COVID. It's no big deal. Yeah.
But it was nice to see when Jonathan first came back and he hit some threes and that looked good and everybody got excited about that.
Right.
But if he brings a good low post game to our offense, we're going to be darn near.
Yeah.
I mean, are we number one on in Ken Palm on offense in net?
Yeah, I think by a pretty good margin. I'm gonna look that up right now.
It's been us and Marquette all year, but if we have that added dimension from John, I mean, you can't go higher than number one. But we're going to be pretty darn scary come tournament time. And I was talking to Crash Davis, who's here with us in studio. If just donned his hat, it's perfect timing.
Yeah.
For Jonathan coming back to knock the rust off. We've got a month until we get into tournament time, and if we can use that month to knock the rust off of him and get his offensive game going, what perfect way to go running into the tournament.
Yeah, he was pretty rusty against TCU. He put some bad tape up offensively. Defensively, he was very active. But tonight, he just showed what he's been working on. Like, some of his post moves were great. Some of the turnarounds, like the nice little, jumper at the top of the key. I mean, there was just a lot to love. And I don't think he made any threes. I think
no, he didn't.
Did he?
He
didn't take any. He didn't take any.
No, I don't think he took one. In the first half, he had a mini dream shake. There close to the corner.
That was a beautiful move.
It was a great move, and when that happened, I just turned to David Meese and told him, if he's got that, we got something going now.
Yeah, no, it's. I mean, this team has a scary ceiling, no question about it. Well, 254-339-1122 is the number to call. Emory, do we have any other calls waiting right now?
Yeah, we got Paul from Grand Prairie.
Hey, Paul, how you doing? Welcome to the Postgame Call-In Show.
How are you guys doing tonight?
Great. How are you?
Doing good. On my way back to Dallas. What a sweet victory that was. As the team starts to fire on so many different parts, it's not unbelievable. I mean, you just see each guy, each game playing a little bit better, and it's kind of like a smorgasbord. Who's going to have the hot hand for the game? It'd be fantastic once we see all of them having a hot hand at one time. I mean, it'd just be unbelievable.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. Hopefully, it happens. More the next 4 to 5 weeks. We got Jalen Bridges coming here. He's going to switch spots with Frank Hawley. But to answer your question, yeah, it's beautiful to watch, and just a terrific offensive performance tonight. And Jalen Bridges going to step in here. So Jalen, take a seat, put on the headset, and just speak as close to the microphone as you can. How'd you feel? I mean, it's a sweep of West Virginia, your former team. I'm sure that feels pretty good, especially after all the harassment you took from them in Morgantown.
Yeah, man.
Get a little closer to the mic.
Yeah, it feels really good to be able to sweep them. This is a really tough conference. Anytime you can sweep a team, that's huge. And that being my former spot, it just means a little extra to me.
Yeah. All right, first of all, everyone's going to want to know this. They said cramp, so you just cramped up and everything's fine?
Yeah.
Back in the game.
I caught a cramp in both my quads.
Oh.
I couldn't bend my knees, so that's why I was just kind of sitting there like that, holding my legs. But it wasn't anything more than that. It was literally just a cramp. I'm good.
So what happens there? Do you go back in the locker room and Dave runs like one of those Theraguns on you, or what? I mean, or is it just worked itself out?
Nah, he gave me, it's called a hot shot. It's like, I forget what's in it, but it's something to make you like loosen up. It like shocks your nerves to like loosen everything up.
Yeah.
And I had to drink 2 of them. There's another thing called drip drop. I drank 2 of those.
Yeah.
So it was rough. I probably didn't stop cramping until I like walked back out onto the court to get on the bike.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, you played great. Great overall game for the team. Obviously, you just shared the ball so well tonight. It was beautiful to watch at times. LJ obviously had it going from 3. It's 8 of 11. But Keontae, even though he only took 4 shots, I mean, 9 rebounds, 7 assists. Adam Flagler was so efficient. John played fantastic. You played great. I mean, it was just a Langston came off the bench and gave us some great minutes. Like, I mean, how does it feel? Like, you feel like it just feels like you guys are just starting to really gel and play beautiful basketball. Is there just something poetic about it when you are out there with these guys and just how you move the ball and just when everybody's in sync?
Man, we just know that when we're sharing the ball like we did tonight, not really caring who gets the shot up, that it's really hard to stop.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of guys that can do a lot of different things, and they don't need, like Keontae, for example. I don't know how many shots he shot tonight, but
just 4.
He was all over the place. He played huge.
Very active. Yep.
Langston coming in playing huge minutes. Caleb coming in playing huge minutes. Everybody just doing their part. That's huge. It's going to take team efforts from here on out to win these games, to keep advancing, keep surviving.
Well, you probably already know this, but you're in first place in the Big 12. Did you know that? Yeah, Texas lost, so you're shared the first place team. And after an 0-3 start, I mean, what an incredible comeback to now be in first place with a great chance to win the conference. And I would say one of the favorites. You and Kansas and Baylor, probably the favorites at this point. But well, I'm sure we have a lot of calls that want to talk to Jalen. Emory, do we have anything in the hopper right now?
Yeah, we got Justin from Dallas.
Hey, Justin. Welcome to the Postgame Call-In Show with Ashley Hodge and Jalen Bridges.
Hey, what's up, guys? This is Justin Dallas, Cheshire Bear on the boards.
Yeah.
Just wanted to call and let you know, Jalen won. Appreciate you guys so much, man. I've been watching this program for many years. Just the way you guys conduct yourself and obviously on the court, off the court, all that. Appreciate you guys so much, man. Really, really just appreciate the way that you represent the university, man. It's awesome.
Yes, sir. We appreciate
I had a little comparison. I hope this doesn't, turn anybody off a little bit. But the way that I kind of was watching the last couple games, a little bit of 2017, 2018 Rockets, just the way that you guys can shoot yourself into any game is really, really incredible. And, I hope we don't get cold like they did there down the stretch, but I think the benefit of this team is that we have several guys who can, keep us in a game. And if one guy's not hot, we've got another guy who can step up. So I was just wondering if you guys could maybe comment on that comparison a little bit.
Remind me, Justin, that I know that James Harden, Chris Paul, right, and Eric Gordon.
Yep, that's the team.
Yeah.
The one that missed 27 threes. But we made more shots, so don't worry about that, guys. We're good on that front.
That's not a bad comparison. I felt like Golden State was a pretty good comparison too. I mean, the college version of Golden State, I mean, you've heard that before, right?
Yeah, I've heard that one.
Yeah. Any comment on that?
That's a great problem to have. You know, so many. I feel like at some points we have too many guys that, Big Josh, unfortunately, with John being back, he hasn't really got to be on the floor.
Right.
But at the same time, he's getting to learn from the older guys, learn from Flo. And it's great to be able to trust your teammates to knock a shot down, to get a rebound, to do the little things to get a win.
Yeah. Yeah, and his time's coming. But, I mean, a perfect example of a guy that, like if he's put in a pressure moment, that he's prepared, to perform. And you got Dale Bonner's another example, a guy with a lot of experience. I mean, there's a lot of weapons on this team, and it's a plethora of riches, no doubt about it. Hey, thanks for the call, Justin.
Appreciate you guys, man.
Yep.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you.
Hey, and Justin's been a diehard Baylor fan for, most of his life. And he grew up, I think his mom may have worked for Baylor, but he actually graduated from Tech. So thank you to your alma mater for doing the Bears a great favor tonight and helping the Bears tie for the first place spot in the Big 12. Emory, we got any other calls waiting?
Yeah, we got AJ from Waco.
Hey, what's up, AJ? How you doing?
All right, there we go.
AJ.
Hey, Ashley, Jalen, what's up, man?
How's it going?
Doing good. Jalen, great game tonight, man. That pass, I think it was to Langston when you're underneath the basket and you nailed the three, dude. That was sweet.
That was my favorite play.
We were fired up.
Yeah.
Dude, that was awesome, man. Hey, I need you to do Baylor Nation a favor Saturday, Jalen, in Lawrence. When you get a chance Saturday in Lawrence at Allen Fieldhouse, I want you to take the basketball and go to the lane and dunk it on their face. Let's go.
I got you.
Hey, Can you do that for me, Jalen? But you got to go woo like Ric Flair afterwards.
Yes, sir. I got you. I'll remember that. I'll make a mental
Let's
note
go,
to
baby.
do that for you. I got you.
Hey,
Yeah.
good luck to you guys Saturday. Hey, I'm proud of you guys. You're playing great ball. It's fun to watch.
Yes, sir.
go.
Appreciate you.
Big game. You probably haven't seen this yet, but there was a SportsCenter tweeted out that play where you ended up with the 3 in the corner, and they just said this is like one of the most beautiful. I forget what the description was, but
poetry in motion.
Poetry in motion. Yeah. That's right. It was like the extra pass. Everybody's you got the defense moving. Langston Love gave you a great pass. In the corner, you hit the 3. So it is beautiful to watch when you have it clicking on all cylinders like you did tonight. Good stuff.
Yeah, we got Boxer from Fort Worth.
Hey, Jeff, is this Boxer?
It is. How you
Hey,
doing,
what's up,
guys?
Jeff? How you doing?
Doing great. Okay. When you were Jalen, when you were on the ground tonight, I was just thinking, and I thought this before, that while we were a very deep team, you are the most irreplaceable person on the team because no one really fills a niche like you do. And so I'm going to give you a chance to play coach real quick. Say we're at Kansas this Saturday, and you get your third foul like about 12 minutes into the game. As coach, what would you do? Would you go small with Langston to take your spot, or would you go big with Caleb or maybe JTT and Flo at the same time? How would we replace you if we had to play some minutes without you?
Great question.
I feel like it all depends on what lineup KU would have in at that moment, because sometimes they're a little bit undersized, so we could take advantage of that. Play maybe John at the 4. He's been running some 4 in practice, getting some reps, and then Flo at the 5. Or we could have Caleb in there at the 5, go small to kind of match what they got on the court. Bring Langston in at the 4, and then the usual 3 guards. That's the thing with this team, man. We have so many lineup combinations that we could go to. It's crazy. It's hard to beat.
Yeah, John really improves the versatility with how his understanding of the game and his ability to make threes. I mean, it's definitely a great problem. I interrupted you, Jeff. You had another comment?
No, I was going to say those options sound good. None of them sound as good as you getting about 36 minutes or so on the court and doing your thing. And I will say, I've been noticing you really do look like you're NBA ready, but I do think you need at least another season, or one more season with the Bears before you start entertaining that nonsense. Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, I do.
Take your time. Enjoy your college years.
That's right. I do want to brag on Jalen a little bit here. I'm looking up the Ken Pom stats. Number 3 in the Big 12 in offensive efficiency, and it's really close. I mean, he was number 1 a couple games ago. Number 5 in effective field goal percentage. Number 4 in offensive rebounding percentage. Number 9 in defensive rebounding percentage. Number 15 in turnover rate. Number 8 in block percentage. Let's see, you're also number 2 in 2-point percentage, and you're 22 in 3-point percentage. So 20th in free throw percentage also. So you're killing it, man. You're like almost every stat category that's good. You're in the top 20 in those, and the ones that are bad, you're not in the top 20. So ever since conference play started, you've been taking it to another level. And even at your time at West Virginia, it was pretty similar. I mean, you were up there in the top, of all those areas when you were at West Virginia too. So kudos to you for just, getting better as the season goes along.
Yes, sir. Appreciate that.
Emery, we got another call?
Yeah, we got T-Rex.
Hey, T-Rex, what's going on? All right, now we're disappointed in you, T-Rex. Where was the "We Love Jalen"? Where was the "We Love Jalen" chant? We talked about it.
We did it.
Did he hear it?
No, listen.
You heard it. Okay.
When Jalen was skating on the baseline, and they had that it felt like 5 minutes before they handed him the ball to inbound it. We had all the students were doing. I can't help it that you're 65 years old, Ashley, and can't hear. It's not my fault.
Why you got to be like that? All right. What's your question? Hey,
oh, man,
have a quick hook with them, Emery. Oh, you weren't supposed to hear that. Go ahead.
Quick, I'll be quick here. Jalen, appreciate you coming. Appreciate you giving it to your old former friends and family there. I actually met your grandparents this weekend in Fort Worth and saw them again tonight. Glad that they got to watch you beat, West Virginia after everything you had to listen to when we were up there in Morgantown. And, hey, just keep stroking that thing, cuzzo. Sick'em and country roads. You can take yourself back to Morgantown, West Virginia. Woo! Woo! Now go burn down Lawrence, baby. Let's go.
Yes, sir. Got you.
All right. I love it. Good call. Emery, anything else in the hopper right now?
Yeah, we got Scott from Waco.
Hey, Scott. Welcome to the Postgame Call-In Show with Ashley Hodge and Jalen Bridges.
First of all, what a great win tonight. And this is only special because in 53 minutes, I'm going to be 30.
Nice. Congratulations.
Yep. Yeah. No long, but, the Roaring 20s have been good to me, honestly. But seriously, Jalen, I don't know why those West Virginia fans didn't say you were tough, but you are with your play and everything. What is your mindset going into be physical down there and rebounding the ball and putting it back in with the contact?
I would say my mindset is that I know my own strength. I know that a lot of guys that I'm matched up with are probably bigger than me, have weight on me, a weight advantage. So it's just all about positioning and hitting somebody first before you get hit. And that just comes back to toughness, playing hard-nosed basketball.
Yep. That's what I like to hear. And we love you, Jalen. So thank you.
Yes,
Hey,
sir. Love
thanks
you
for the
guys
call.
too.
Appreciate it. And congratulations on your 30th birthday.
Yep. Happy early birthday.
All right, so we've got a few. Do we have any calls waiting?
Yeah,
right
we
now?
got a few more.
All right, let's roll through them.
All right,
we've
we
got some
got
comments.
Mace Don.
All right, welcome to the Post-Game Call-In Show with Ashley Hodge and Jalen Bridges.
Hey, guys. Hey, listen, Jalen, I'm just going to reiterate what some of the other guys have been saying, that your play has been really it's really changed the whole team's chemistry, really, if I'm just going to be honest with you. But at the very beginning of the season, I know that, you struggled a little bit. Did you just put a lot of pressure on you, knowing that, you were counted on, number one? And number two, when you were struggling, going through those struggles, who did you lean on the most? What player did you lean on the most to help you, get through that?
I would say I probably leaned on, I would say between Langston, Keontae, and Dale. Those probably the three guys I talked to, a lot. They just were instilling confidence in me every day. Just telling me keep shooting, keep controlling what you can control. Just work on your game, keep getting the reps up, and they're going to fall eventually, and recently they have been. At the start of the season, I feel like my play was just I was doing everything. I feel like I was doing everything I am now, maybe not rebounding at as high a level, but everything else was good. It was just I wasn't making shots, and, as a shooter, that's kind of going to weigh on you kind of heavy when it's like you feel like you don't have a good game because you didn't shoot the ball well, but you still have 8 and 8. So it's like at the end of the day, you can only do so much. Beggars can't be choosers. You got to control what you can control and keep working, keep grinding.
Yeah, obviously.
That's really fun.
Yeah, the OU game was a huge breakout game. Those threes in a row really won that game for us, and then obviously Adam closed the deal with the big step back late. But but yeah, you were always. Your shot always looked good. It just wasn't going in. It just happens. And
that was the most frustrating part about it. It felt good, looked good.
Even tonight, you were like every shot looked great. You just get the one to fall. But you're going to have a night where you have an LJ type night and go, 6 for 7, 7 for 8 from 3, and then it's going to feel like the basket's huge. But I know that's coming for you. Great call, Don. Appreciate it.
Yeah, we got Hambone.
Hey, Hambone, what's up, man? Thanks for calling in.
What's up, Hodge?
I love the talk to a wall stick too, man. That's making me laugh every time I read that. He says like Jalen Bridges is, one of the best players in the Big 12. If you don't agree with me, talk to a wall or, something like that. So what's your question?
Well, hey, when you're right, you're right. I don't have a question planned, I'm just going to riff it. But, we've done podcasts together and stuff, so I'm not really worried about that. But I just wanted to thank Jalen for, choosing Baylor out of the portal. That was huge. He saw the need that we had, and Drew saw the fit. And I just wanted to – he did touch on it, I think, a question or two ago. I think it's a little overblown where people are like, oh, he started slow, Like I think he had 20 points in our second game or something like that. And our first 3 games against easy competition, he dominated. And then, he had a tough time out in Vegas against 2 really good teams, and then he was great since then. And everybody's like, "Oh, he started slow." It's like he said, he's been doing all the things he's been asked to do, and the 3 wasn't falling. Really, that's all the. I just feel like the narrative is a little overblown just because the 3 wasn't falling. I think Jalen's been great all season, and he had a rough tournament in Vegas. And
foul trouble. You got in foul trouble early.
Now he's one of the best players in the Big 12. I think it's pretty obvious.
Right.
So.
Oh, yeah, no question.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I understand. I actually got in some Twitter beefs in the off season with some WVU fans that were like, hey, I think we're going to be better off without him, and you'll see, and he'll disappear in the Big 12. He's soft, and they just couldn't have been more wrong, And I went to bat for you, and even on the boards, everybody kind of knows I'm like one of your biggest fans because I have been touting your game, and I know the 3 ball is going to come around because I watch a lot of basketball, so I've seen you at WVU, and I know. You led the Big 12 in 3-point shooting your freshman year, conference play, and you've been one of the most efficient players in the Big 12 since your career started. So, I usually know the advanced stats and delve into all that, and I know that a lot of the criticisms about you are way off base, and I was really excited that you came here, and it's all starting to come together, and you just fit the team perfectly alongside our 3 guards, and I just couldn't be more thrilled to have you here, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. I couldn't be more thrilled to be here playing with such a great group, from support staff to coaching staff to players. It's really a blessing.
Yeah. And, if you combine the records of Baylor and West Virginia in the Big 12 right now, it's 13-13. But unfortunately for West Virginia, they only have 4 of those 13 wins. So they have 9 of the losses. so we're on opposite ends of the spectrum. But to all the West Virginia fans that hated you, it's the best revenge is always, scoreboard. So you got that on them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we got.
Thanks, Hambone.
We got David Gibson.
Hey, what's up, David? How you doing? Welcome to the Postgame Calling Show.
Hey, Jalen, great game, and the last few games especially, and it's been a lot of fun, man, to watch you turn around and see the smile on your face, and I think everybody just feels really happy for you. Anytime you transfer in the portal, you're taking a risk in a way, and we're grateful that you took a risk on Baylor, and we're really happy that it's turning out for you. I wanted to ask you a couple of questions. One was, can you remember a specific moment when, and maybe your confidence never left you, I don't know, but earlier in the season when things were a little more struggling from 3, do you remember the specific moment when things kind of returned to you and you're like, okay, I'm back, if you felt that way? And the other question I have for you is, can you describe the difference, what it's like as a player, as a student, to be in the culture here at Baylor with what Scott Drew has done as compared to maybe elsewhere that you've been, and not trying to throw anybody else under the bus, but just really curious from an athlete standpoint what the difference is like.
I would say, can you repeat the first question again? I'm sorry.
Yeah, the first question was, do you remember kind of the moment, if your confidence was shaken early, do you remember the moment it kind of returned for you?
I would say like the first few games when I was like going over, like I was in a really bad place. I was like shooting the ball a little bit too much, like changing what I do. And it just got to the point where, I just got back to my routine, just kept doing the same things I always do and just trusting my work. And I would say, like, towards I forget who we played, but it was like 1 or 2 games before conference play started when I started, feeling good. But as a shooter, you shouldn't ever lose confidence. That's kind of my fault for letting myself get to that point because, not everyone's going to make every shot they shoot. The best shooters in the world, like Stephen Curry, he's a 40% career three-point shooter. That means he's missing 60% of his shots. So can't ever get too high or too low on that. And then can you please repeat your second question too? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you bet. No, sorry they were long-winded, but just wanted to know kind of what you seem really happy at Baylor, and I wanted to kind of get a take on you. What's it like to come into this culture from the culture you were in, and how's that been for you personally?
I feel like where I was at before, everything was just so negative, and like it was like I've said this before, like it was like a break them down, build them up approach, but like it felt like they just never built us back up. And since I've been here, I've just been having so much fun playing basketball. It's crazy. Like it got to the point where I literally didn't know what it was like to have fun playing the game that I grew up having fun, and that's the reason why I fell in love with it. So it's just good to be back in a positive headspace with guys who don't care about themselves, guys who want to see you win, see you succeed. It's great to be a part of this culture of joy.
Man, we want the best for you, but we hope you stick around a little while too. Thanks for being here, Jalen.
Yes, sir. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, David. All right, Emery, we got more calls. Wait.
Yeah, we got one more.
Okay.
El Mariachi.
Hey, what's up? How you doing, John?
Hey, what's up, man?
How are you?
Hey, Jalen, nice game. I'll kind of reiterate everything everybody else said. Although, I think we need to tap the brakes a little bit. You're a really good player, but man, you like the last caller said, you got to stick around a little bit. NBA will be there. Year after, it'll always be there. So make sure you stick around. Milk your time at Baylor. I know you love it so much, but the one question I want to ask, and it's a question everybody wants to know the answer to, and maybe because you used to play for Huggy Bear, but what's in that bottle of his? Is it vodka, gin, Everclear? What's he drinking on the sideline?
I don't know. That's a great question. I would assume it's water, but
it wouldn't surprise you if it wasn't.
It wouldn't surprise me if it wasn't water.
Yeah. I actually.
All right. Well, hey, good game, Jalen. Thanks a lot. Good luck the rest of the season, and sick 'em Bears.
Sir, I appreciate you.
I actually dropped off a bottle of Balcones whiskey at the Indigo for Bob Huggins and wrote him a note saying congratulations on the Hall of Fame. So he might be consoling himself with that bottle on the way back right now. Who knows? All right. Is that the last call, Emery?
Yep.
All right. We got questions on the message board before we let you get out of here. And by the way, thanks to Maddie, his great girlfriend, for coming to the studio as well. She's here in the audience. We got Crash Davis. We got Franco also. And then Emery, thank you for doing the great job on the boards. All right. I'm going to rapid fire these questions at you, Jalen. Do you have any pregame rituals before you start, before each game? Is there any music you listen to, or is there any routine that you like to do every single time? And then the second question is, who is your biggest role model in the sport of basketball?
I would say my routine, I just get to the gym. I try to be the first one to the gym on game day. Try to be the first one to be out shooting. Just be out there by myself. It kind of helps me lock in a little bit, but LJ beat me to it today, unfortunately. And I just do the same little routine. I get my mid-range 5 makes, off the dribble 2 makes, 10 threes a spot. Then I do some moving threes 2 in a row at each action I do. And then I go make 5 to 10 in a row every spot. That's my little warm-up.
Nice. Very good. All right, next question, biscuits and gravy. How are you adjusting to Texas? What's your favorite food? What's your favorite food here, and what's the food that you miss from home?
The food that I miss so dearly is pepperoni rolls. I never understood how much I appreciated those until I moved out here, and
you don't find those here, right?
You just don't have them. I would say the one food that I've kind of like started liking, because I'm a really picky eater, would probably be tacos, and that's that's credit to my wonderful girlfriend over there. She gets me right, cooks me food, orders me food, takes care of me.
Oh man, Maddie, you're a cook.
She's a great
Very
cook.
good. That's awesome. All right, now this comparison of Huggins and Scott Drew, you've already answered that. Do you miss the guy with the gun and the coonskin hat at all?
I ain't gonna lie. I used to enjoy watching the other team not expect it.
Yeah.
And dude shoots the musket and everybody just jump.
I love it. All right, this is from Sikkim, Kentucky. He says, whose house do you want us to burn down in West Virginia? Just say the word. I'll send the right people to get the job done. You don't have to answer that.
No comment.
All right, Lance Pross, what are the main differences in culture and style? You've answered that between Huggins and Drew. We've talked about that some. Z Bears, is the corner your favorite place to catch and shoot? It seems like you're automatic when you catch it in the corner. And then the second question is, what's the biggest adjustment that you've had to make this year compared to previous years? And who wins in a 3-point contest on the team?
I would say my favorite spot is probably, I would say the corner, but I also like the left wing. As a right-handed shooter, that's probably one of the easiest spots to shoot from.
Yep.
What was the middle question in there?
What's the biggest adjustment you've had to make this year compared to previous years?
I feel like this year it's I have to adjust to living on my own, not having my family be able to come up every week and help me out with certain things I need. Just really living a college lifestyle away from home for the first time in 21 years that I've been on this earth. It's definitely different, but I wouldn't trade this experience in Waco for the world. Then for the final question.
3-point contest. Who wins, yeah?
I don't know. It depends on the day. I would say any of us, me, LJ, Flag, Keontae, Langston. We got a lot of shooters.
John,
man.
Yeah, everyday John.
Big John might give us a run for our money.
Yeah, he's got pretty good form. All right, this is spot up. What about the Baylor basketball culture, staff, practice, workouts? Did you not fully expect when you first decided to transfer here? So what was the biggest wow or ooh, that was different than I thought? Anything come to mind?
Off the top, the craziest thing that it was so crazy to me at first, I was scared to do it. I saw my teammates sitting down in practice, sitting in the chairs on the side.
Yeah.
I was like, are we allowed to do this? Because if we would have sat down at practice, we would have got kicked out.
Really?
That's just something you don't do.
Yeah.
I would say also, cuss words are not allowed whatsoever. You gotta do your push-ups if you cuss.
Yeah.
That took a little bit of getting adjusted.
Right.
That took a little while, but I'm much better now. I don't use that foul language anymore.
That gets trained out of you here, huh? And that's not necessarily an emphasis in Morgantown.
We got our highlights right there.
Oh yeah. There you go. All right, this is Snowman BU. What kind of energy did the game and crowd in Morgantown give you for the rest of the season?
Repeat that one more time.
What kind of energy did the game and crowd in Morgantown give you for the rest of the season?
I feel like another reason I could have been struggling is that I was looking so far ahead to that game. That was the only thing I cared about was going home and getting a win.
Yeah.
And it's ever since then, it's a weight's kind of been lifted off my shoulders in a way. And I can just kind of play, not really have to worry about anything. My teammates, my coaches, my family always has my back. So it's just go out there, put your best foot forward, and do what you can do.
Awesome. All right, Dubbikins, how's the reintegration of Everyday John back into the rotation going? What are some of the strengths that he brings to the team, both in practice and in the game?
First and foremost, he's by far our most vocal guy. You can hear him yelling at us on the defensive end, on offense. He knows what's expected, so he just holds us to the standard of Baylor basketball. And he's everything for us. He's our heart. He's an energy. he's an Energizer bunny out there. You know, he gets tough rebounds. He can make good passes. He can pop and shoot a three. It's just it makes it tough on the defense when our 5-man is out there doing those things.
Yeah. Love it. All right, I got 2 more questions. It looks like Baylor Bear 2019. What went into your decision in deciding to transfer to Baylor? Was it the culture? Was it current players, or was it Scott Drew? That's question 1.
I feel like it was a mix of all those things. You know, just
you knew Dale.
Yeah, I had known Dale, Flo, Zach. I had talked to Keontae on the phone a few times because he's close with my old teammate Keedrian at West Virginia.
Yeah.
It was a really easy decision to see like the vacancy at my position. Is what more could you want at a powerhouse program to be able to step in and play major minutes right away? That was really an easy decision for me.
Yeah, and skin in the game in the Super Bowl. Did you have anybody who are you rooting for?
Honestly, I really don't. I'm not really a football guy, so she was cheering for the Eagles, so I was too secretly.
It's close. Yeah, it's closer to home for sure. All right. Questions aside, Baylor fans are glad you made the decision to come to Waco. They love your dog mentality, relentless effort on defense. A lot of we want you back one more year. How excited are you to play in Foster Pavilion next year? You don't have to answer that. We can deal with that when the time comes. But and the last question, Jalen, we've seen you get better and better through the season, especially in conference play. To what do you attribute this constant rise in your level of play?
Just my teammates, just, having my back every day. Just, when things weren't going good, they easily could have been like, he's not good. Why did we get this guy out the portal? Nah, they were the absolute opposite. They were lifting me up, telling me, you good, keep shooting. Like, we know what you brought. This is what we brought you here for. And, just having guys like that every day and just embrace you when things aren't going right. That's really what you want in life. Yeah. Not just people who lift you up when you're doing good. So.
Right. Hey, man, appreciate you doing this after a big win against West Virginia. Before we go, I need to do some housekeeping here real quick. It's a little dirty on this table. Need to make sure we get this. Man, these guys are leaving this like kind of sloppy. So, hey, it is nice to get the sweep. It's your third sweep in a row. And a big opportunity to get another sweep Saturday in Lawrence. A very tough place to win. We all know you got to be maybe 6 points better than that team to beat them there, but huge opportunity. Good luck on your road trip to Kansas, and you can't go 34-6 until you go 21-6. So let's beat Kansas.
Yes, sir.
Sick of Bears.